just here today to tell you how to set up your escape room. And this is our hidden elf escape room. And when you print off the resource, there are a lot of pages, but I like to print mine off 2 per page. And you can see that the writing is still quite big, and that way you save paper and you can still have it still works just fine. So I'm going to follow it through from the instructions so that a teacher who's printing it off will be able to follow as well and see what it's like. So make sure everything's in order. The first pages that we'll print off the escape room is the teacher tips. Okay, there's teacher tips, there's some background information, a table of contents where everything's listed. There's instructions on how to use this without locks and instructions on how to use it with locks, so you can choose whichever one you need. So to set it up, the first page that you're given are the tips and hints background. Okay, I'm going to cut everything in half because it's all 2 pages. So on the tips and hints, it just tells you about the escape room. So this escape room starts when a letter from Tricky the Elf is given to the students. The students will need to pick up clues from the first letter to begin the task. There are 6 different versions of the letter, so that the teachers can give it to 6 different groups in the classroom. And it's okay if you double up and you end up giving the same letter to 2 groups. That's okay, but as long as you don't have the whole class going to the one clue box at the same time, it's okay if there's a couple coming backwards and forwards, you know, that's fine. So the escape room also has a couple of levels. So you can set it up here. It clearly explains level 1, 2 and 3, and I know that that's backwards for you, but if you buy the resource you'll see that you can make it trickier that way. So how to set up the hidden elf escape room, I'm cutting it in half now, without locks. Okay, so let's follow the steps. It says, please note this activity requires some prep work in order to work properly. These instructions are suitable for a class with 6 groups, and for any extra groups you'll need to print out extra copies of the tasks and the puzzle pieces. Step 1, place your students into 6 groups. Try to have mixed ability groups with no more than 4 students per group. Collect 1 box of any type to hide Tricky in. Any box that you've got to hide your elf in. So you could use a shoebox, anything to hide your elf in. You will you can use your own toy elf, or you can use our printable elf to put in the box. But I like to put in an elf per group so that they can collect their elf and then prove that they actually found it. You are to gather 6 envelopes with the puzzle pieces in, and that way they'll be where the clues are as well. So as each group attends or finds a clue and is about to do a task, there's also a puzzle piece to collect. They're to collect 6 different puzzle pieces, and they bring that puzzle together at the end to form a picture, and that picture is going to tell them where Tricky is hiding. Okay, here are your copies. There's a printing guide, tells you exactly how to print this resource, and it tells you how many copies of each page you'll need, all there for you. It says cut the puzzle pieces out. Cut out the coded numbers from pages 20 to 22 and place them around the room. So these here are the coded numbers. Alright, and then place them around the room. I've put in some real codes, so you'll know which ones are the real codes, and I've put in some fake codes to make it more difficult for students if you want to make a tricky one. So it tells you here that these are the real codes, and on these ones it tells you it's the fake codes, fake codes. That's just to make it more difficult for the students if you want an extra challenge. If they're all up around the room, they're going to know it's going to be a little bit easier for them. The same. Place mystery tasks under each code number as follows. So it tells you right here. It tells you exactly. So under code 9756, place the binary code secret message, which is from page 17. So you know exactly how to do it, and I'm going to show you. Now I like to put the actual task in an envelope, just to hide it. You can put it in an envelope, and then you can hide the envelopes around the room, and that way the students won't see them. So popping that one in an envelope, okay, and then this envelope is to be placed under number 2036. So wherever I put that in the classroom, this envelope's going to be placed there. And if you want to be really clever so that you don't forget, you can write it subtly, the number, somewhere on the envelope. So I like to write it here, 2036, and that way I know where that one belongs.